Hello, students, and welcome back to class. These are the last instructional videos that I'll be sending to you. I've enjoyed making them. I know you've done a great job of working hard. The assignments you turn in look great. You've been a wonderful class. This video is all about banking and interest. How does interest work? Think about it this way. Here's you. You just got a bonus at your job of $5,000. Look how happy you are. What do you do with the $5,000? Well, you decide to put it in the bank. The bank says, well, thank you. Since you're giving us your money to hold, we'll pay you 2% interest. The next day, James shows up at the bank. Why? Well, James would like to buy a used car. The used car costs $5,000. James doesn't have $5,000. So he goes to the bank and says, I'd like to borrow $5,000. The bank says, we have $5,000. You can have it. But when you pay it back, you'll pay it back with 5% interest. How do you compute interest? Well, when James pays back the money, he pays back the $5,000 plus an extra $250. He pays the bank back $5,250. The bank is so happy to make that extra $250 that they pay you 2%, which is $100. So you get back your $5,000 plus $100. You're happy. The bank, well, they got $250 from James and only gave you $100. They made $150. They're happy. James, he got a car. He's happy. Everybody's happy so long as James pays back the money. Before we work an interest problem on our own, let's practice our percent to decimal conversions. If I want to change 12% into a decimal, I know that the decimal point starts here, and then I move it 2 places to the left. 12% is 0.12. 10% becomes 0.10. If my percentage is 7% and I move the decimal point 2 spots to the left, I have room for a 0 between the decimal point and the 7. 7% is 0.07. In 6.5%, the decimal moves from here 2 spots to the left, again leaving me room for a 0 between the decimal point and the 6. 6.5% becomes 0.065. And 4.75% becomes 0.0475. Let's try a simple interest problem. Let me have you pause the video, read this problem all the way through. Read it through twice, and then start the video back up and we'll work it through together. Let's read carefully. You receive a $6,000 bonus at your job. You invest this money in a CD account that pays 11.5% simple interest for 3 years. Find the value of the investment after 3 years. Now, interest problems use a slightly different formula than what we're used to. Here's the formula. It's interest equals principal times rate times time. I stands for interest, P is principal, R is rate, T is time. Let's plug into our formula. Principal That's the $6,000 that you invest. You invest $6,000 into an account. Rate. Rate is interchangeable with the word percent. What percent interest is paid on this account? 11.5%. Now I know 11.5% can be shown as 0.115. Time. We're going to put the money in the bank for 3 years. All right, now we'll get a calculator and we'll multiply this out. On my calculator, we'll multiply 6,000 times 0.115 times 3. And the interest earned is $2,070. Let's label that. That's the interest paid. That's not the final answer to the problem, though. The final question was, find the value of the investment after 3 years. Well, you put up $6,000 of your own. The bank pays you $2,070 of interest. We'll add those together to get $8,070. Let's label that. That's the value of the investment. Got it. Very nice. All right, let's try another example. Read this problem all the way through. Read it through twice. And then turn the video back on and we'll work it through together. James borrows $189,000 to buy a house. The simple interest rate for the 30-year loan is 5%. Find the interest paid and the total amount paid back. A 30-year loan. If someone lets you borrow all that money for 30 years, they're going to want a lot of interest paid back. Let's see if we can work this problem. Here's my formula. It's interest equals principal times rate times time. Principal is the amount of money that James borrows. He borrows $189,000. Rate, that's the percentage of interest charged. This is a 5% loan. Remember, 5% is the same as 0.05. T is time. We're taking this house loan for 30 years. All right, let's try that on a calculator. That's a $189,000 loan at 5% multiplied by 0.05 for 30 years. Multiply times 30. The bank is going to charge us a lot of money for this long loan. They charge us $283,500. Now, that's not the end of the problem. This is the interest. We'll label that. But then the final question is, can you find the amount paid back? Well, you have to pay back the $189,000 that you borrowed, and you have to pay back the $283,500 in interest. If we add those together, the amount to be paid back is $472,500. Let's label that. That is the amount paid back. All right, your turn. Go work some homework problems and meet me back here.